Hello and welcome to this jewelry making video. In this video I will show you how to create a friendship bracelet with hearts, and I will also show you how to create the loop of the bracelet. To make this bracelet I used some cord that is about 70 centimeters long from this point, to which I added about 20 centimeters for the loop on two of my cords. So from this point to this point it is about 28 inches long. And now I have these cords here, and this is where I am going to make the loop. So the loop will begin about at this point, and I will put the yarn here, and I will create the loop using the two longer yarns. So I will take the black yarn, first of all, the longer black yarn, and I will start making the loop. In order to make the loop, I will create forward and backward knots. So let's create the first forward knot. I will create the shape of the number 4. I will put my finger under the yellow and black cord and grab the black cord with my nail, take the yarn out through this loop, and I will make the first forward knot. Now I will make a backward knot. I will create the number 4 in the mirror. I'll put my nail under the yellow and black cord, and I'll take the other black cord, the long black cord, out through the loop, and I have created a backward knot. Now I will continue by using the yellow yarn, and I will make a forward knot. And I will make a backward knot. Now I will put the yellow yarn back, and I will take the black yarn again, the longer black yarn, and I will make a forward knot and a backward knot. I will put the black yarn back, I will take the yellow yarn, I'll make a forward knot, and a backward knot. Like this. Now I will take the loop and I will close the loop by means of the black yarn. So I will put the black yarn over the other yarns like this, and I will create a loop this way, and I will put the black yarn through this loop, and I'll tighten this knot. And now I will grab the loop with the clamp, and I will start creating the bracelet, the heart bracelet. So I will put the cords in a specific order. So the cords will be put in the mirror. The two black cords are on the left, two black cords are on the right, and in the middle here I will put the yellow cords. Now, to make this bracelet, I will use the chevron bracelet rules for these two cords, for the inner cords, whereas for the outer cords I will use the technique for making the bracelet borders. So these two black cords will remain as borders, so they will always remain on the outside of my bracelet, whereas with these cords here I will create chevrons. In order to make the border, I will create forward and backward knots on the cord on the left, whereas on the cord on the right I will create backward and forward knots. So in order to make the forward knot, I will create the shape of the number 4. I'll put my finger under this black cord. With my nail I will grab the other black cord and I will create the first knot, the forward knot. And now I will create the backward knot to bring my cord back. So as you can see, my cord has moved from here to here, so it went forward with the forward knot. And now I will bring the cord back to its initial position on the outside by making a backward knot. I'll make the backward knot by creating the shape of the number 4, but in the mirror. I will put my finger under this cord, grab with my nail the other cord, and take the cord out through this loop and create the backward knot. And this way my cord came back to its original position. So let's repeat. The cord was here, I made a forward knot, it moved here, and I made a backward knot and it moved back on the outside of my bracelet. So now I'm going to leave this cord here. I'm going to take the right outside border cord, this cord, and I'm going to make the backward knot first, so the 4 in the mirror. I'm going to put my finger under this cord, I grab the other cord and take it out through this loop like this, and I have created a backward knot. And by making the backward knot, my cord moved from here, it moved here, so it went backward in this direction, backward to the left. And now to bring the cord back here, I will make a forward knot, so the shape of the number 4, like this, and I put my finger under this cord, I grab the other cord and take it out through this loop, like this. So I made the forward knot and I brought the cord from here back to its original position on the outside. So these cords, these two cords, will always remain on the outside for the border. And now I have these cords. I will make knots with these cords according to the rules for the chevron bracelets. So I will make forward knots on these two cords on the left and backward knots on the two cords on the right. And let's begin. I make one forward knot, so the shape of the number 4. I put my finger under the yellow cord, grab the black cord, take the black cord out through this loop, and I create the first forward knot. This is a half knot, and I make another forward half knot like this, and I create a full forward knot. And what happens now? My cord, which was here, will move here. And now with the other cord I will make a backward knot, so the shape of the number 4 but in the mirror. I put my finger under the yellow cord, I grab the black cord, take it out through this loop, I make one backward knot and another backward knot. And I also brought the second black cord into the middle here. And like in the case of the chevron bracelet, here in the middle, I also have to make a full knot made up of two half knots. And what kind of a knot can I make here? I can make any kind of knot. I can make 2 forward knots, 2 backward knots. I can make a forward and a backward knot, or I can make a backward and a forward knot. So for the knot at the center of a chevron bracelet, you can choose whatever kind of a knot you want, only that it has to be a full knot, so 2 half knots. I made 2 forward knots and I have created the first chevron, the black chevron. And now let's create the heart. Let's begin making the heart. First of all, I will make the border, so I make the forward knot and the backward knot with my border cords, black cords. So I put the border cord on the side where it will stay all along the bracelet. Now on the other cord I will make a backward knot and a forward knot, and I put the border cord on the right side back as well. And now with the yellow cord we start making the hearts. I make a forward knot, 1 and 2, and with the other cord I make backward knots, 1 and 2. Like this, and I have brought the yellow cords into the middle, and I will make 2 forward knots, 1 and 2. And now I have created the first heart here. And let's continue. I will make the border, a forward knot and a backward knot. I put the border away, I make the other border, so a backward knot and a forward knot, and I put the other border away. And now let's make the black chevron, 1 forward knot, the second forward knot. I brought the black cord in the middle, and now 1 backward knot and the second backward knot, and I brought the second black cord in the middle, and here I will make 1 forward knot and the second forward knot. So our first heart has appeared on the bracelet. So I will continue, and I will make a series of little hearts which are surrounded by the black borders and followed by a black chevron, and these little hearts will continue along my bracelet. So I will continue following the same steps. The 2 black cords on the margins will remain on the margins for the creation of the borders, whereas these 2 cords will be used to create chevrons. And after I make the bracelet, I will show you how to create the tie. And now I have finished the bracelet, and I will create the bracelet tie. In order to make the bracelet tie, I will separate the cords this way, and I will start to braid those cords. So I will bring the cord from the outside here on the inside, on the opposite side. I will take the other cord, put it on the inside and cross it with the previous cord. Again, I will take the yellow cord and put it on the inside like this. And I will also take the other yellow cord, put it on the inside and cross it this way. Let's see from a closer distance. So in order to make the tie, I will simply take the cord from this side, put it on the opposite side on the inside, like this. And then I will take the other cord and put it on the inside and cross it with the previous cord. So I will take the cord, put it over the cords, put it on the inside parallel with those cords, and I will take this cord and put it on the inside like this. Now I will take the yellow cord from the left side, put it on the right side on the inside, this way, and I will take the right yellow cord and put it on the left side on the inside like this. This way. So I'll continue braiding the cords using this technique, this braiding technique called the fishtail braiding technique. And now I will create a knot, an overhand knot. So I have created this overhand knot. I will take the scissors and cut the cord this way. And now I have the bracelet. I have removed the bracelet. Let's see how I close the bracelet. So I'll put the cord through the loop like this and I make a knot. So this is the bracelet with the hearts, and this is what the bracelet with hearts looks like. I will show you how to create a braided bracelet using some cord. So I will braid 7 cords using a piece of cardboard, and to create the cardboard which will help me braid, I will use some scissors and a marker. So let's begin preparing the cardboard. So as you can see, my cardboard has a hole in the middle, and I will create the points where I will cut the cardboard. Like this. And I will start numbering those points, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I will take the scissors and cut each of these points. So as you can see, I have cut each of those points. And now I will begin by creating the loop of my bracelet. I will find the middle of the bracelet and now that I have found the middle of the bracelet, I will mark the point where my loop will begin, here. And I will grab the cords and I will start creating the loop. So I will make a forward knot and then a backward knot. Then again a forward knot and a backward knot, until I will cover the whole surface of my loop. So let's begin with a forward knot, a backward knot, a forward knot, a backward knot, a forward knot, and so on. And now I will remove the clamp and create the loop. So I will take the cords, put the loop like this, and I will take the bit of cord that I had here and I will create a knot. So I will, let's see from a closer distance, I will take my cord like this, put it over the other cords and make a knot like this. And I will take the cord out through the knot like this. And I have created a knot at the basis of my loop. And now I will take, let's see from a distance, I will take the cardboard wheel. I'll put the loop through this cardboard wheel and I will start ordering my cords. So I will take each cord and put it into the cardboard wheel. like this. So I have put the cords into this cardboard wheel. And as you can see, I have put the cords from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whereas number 8 is free. And now I will count 1, 2, and I will take the cord number 3 and put it into the point number 8 on my wheel. And this is how I will start braiding my bracelet with 7 cords. Again, I will go to the left and I will count 1, 2, and the third will be taken from its place and put into the point that is towards me. Again, I will turn the wheel around, and now number 6 is towards me. So I will count to the left 1, 2 points, and the third cord will be put here into the cord with the number 6. And now again, I will put number 1 towards me, and I will count 2, 3, and number 4 will be taken from here and put into the number 1 point here. So let's make one more or 2 more knots like this. And now the bracelet is ready, and I will remove the cords like this. I'll put the cardboard away, and in order to close this bracelet I will make a knot with one of these cords. So I will, let's see from a closer distance, I will put the black cord over the other cords like this to create a loop, and then I will put the cord through the loop, and I will tighten this knot this way. Like this. And now I will grab the bracelet with the clamp, and I will create the closure of the bracelet. So I will grab these cords and start braiding. And now that I have braided the cord, I will make a knot at the end of my cord. Like this. I will take the scissors and cut. And now I will also make a knot at this end of my braiding. Also cut this cord. And now let's remove the clamp and see the finished bracelet. So this is the finished bracelet, and in order to close the bracelet I will just put one of those cords through the loop here, like this, and I will make a knot like this. And this is the finished bracelet. So this is what the bracelet looks like on the wrist. And this is what the bracelet looks like when it is closed with the cords. So this is how you create a bracelet using 7 cords in different colors. I will show you how to create a friendship bracelet called the Peruvian Wave Friendship Bracelet, the single Peruvian Wave Friendship Bracelet. I will use these yarns, so I will use red, I will use green, yellow, black, and I will use this black yarn as the middle yarn on the middle cord on which I will create the knots. So the length of the yarns is about 50 centimeters, and I will create first of all a knot which will indicate the length of my tie and the place where the bracelet should begin. Now I will grab the yarns with the clamp and I will separate the yarn on which I will be making the knots from the yarns with which I will make the knots. So basically I will create forward knots when my yarns are on the left side and backward knots when my yarns are on the right side. So my yarns will move from the left to the right and then back to the left. And all the knots will be created on this main yarn here. So let's begin. So it's important when you make these knots not to pull too tightly on the yarns, but to let them a bit loose. So in order to create a forward knot, I will create the shape of the number 4. And now I will put my finger under the main yarn and take the other yarn out through this loop like this. And I will create one knot, and then I will make another forward knot and I will create the second knot. So as you can see, my yarn has moved from the left forward, because I made a forward knot, to the right here. Now let's take the second yarn And again I will make a forward knot like this, so one forward knot, the second forward knot, and I also moved the second yarn to the right. Now I will take the third yarn, the yellow yarn, and I'll make one forward knot and the second forward knot. And the last yarn, the green yarn, one forward knot and a second forward knot, like this. And now, as I have told you, I will create the backward knots. In order to make the backward knots, I will take the yarn and create the number 4, but in the mirror. I will put my finger under the black yarn, take the green yarn out through the loop, and I will create 1. So you should never pull too much on the yarn like this. So you should let this yarn a bit loose, and then the second backward knot. And I moved the green yarn back to its original position on the left side. Again, I will take the next yarn and create a backward knot, so the inverted number 4 like this, and another backward knot this way. I will take the third yarn and make one backward knot, so never pull too tightly on this yarn here, so that it has enough space to come from this point and to get to this point. And the second backward knot, and I have also moved the red yarn on the other side, and with the black yarn I will also make 1 and 2 knots. This way. So as you can see, the bracelet already starts to take shape. And now let's create again forward knots to move the yarns from the left side to the right side. So when I make forward knots, my yarn moves forward, so from the left to the right. When I make backward knots, my yarns move backwards, so from the right to the left. So now we make forward knots again, so the shape of the number 4 like this. So I make 1 and the second knot, and I move the yarn to the right. Let's make a forward knot with the red yarn, so 1. So do not pull too tightly on this yarn so that it can move from this knot to this knot. The second forward knot like this, and with the yellow yarn I will make 1 and 2, and with the green yarn 1 and 2, like this. So as you can see, the wave has started to look like a wave, and I will continue making these knots, forward and backward knots, until I obtain the desired length of my bracelet, and then I will show you how to create the bracelet tie so that I can close the bracelet and put it around my wrist. So let's continue making backward knots. Now, in order to move the yarns from the right to the left, back to the left. Now that the bracelet is finished, let's remove the clamp, and I will open the knot here, like this, and I will start making the bracelet tie. I will grab the clamp like this, and I will start twisting the yarns to the left, like this. Now I will also twist the black yarns to the left. And now I will twist the two yarns, the colored and the black yarns, around one another, but in the opposite direction, to the right. And the yarns will twist around one another. And now I will make a knot. And I will take the other end of the bracelet, also grab the bracelet with the clamp, and I will do the same thing. I will twist the black yarns to the I will twist the black yarns to the left, then I will twist the colored yarns also to the left, and now I will twist the two yarns around one another to the right. I will again make a knot at the end of the bracelet. Like this, and the bracelet is ready, and I can make a simple overhand knot like this to close the bracelet, or I can make a knot like this on one of the ties, and through this loop I will put the other tie, which will move up and down on this loop this way, opening and closing the bracelet. And this is the finished single Peruvian wave bracelet. And this is what the finished bracelet looks like.